prove it. Stay. I can't. Hey, stop. Hey, come on. No.
I'm done. I am done apologizing. I am done being persecuted for my strength. You people should be thanking Christ that I am who and what I am because you need me. You need me to save you. I am the only one who possibly can. You're not the real heroes. I'm the real hero.
Well, hello everyone. I hope you guys enjoyed my last video, which was basically our farewell to The Last of Us multiplayer game. I am done talking about it. As I said in that last video, you saw my face, I showed my face cam on it. I'm done. We're moving on, and that is that. It is sad, it sucks, but that is the reality of life. We have to move on. So now on the channel, you'll be getting, in terms of Naughty Dog coverage on The Last of Us Part 3, and the potential new IP. Because now that the multiplayer game is done, what's next? What does the future hold? And as I've been telling you guys, there are two games I believe those to be. So we're gonna go through what Naughty Dog said, what I believe, and some, hinting stuff that, when are we gonna get these things? How long is it gonna be? If you guys do enjoy this video, please be sure to drop a like, subscribe for new, notification bell if you have not already. Join about that near 100,000 people that have all notifications on for the channel. And join about that near 30% of people that are subscribed for 1,500 likes, and let's just get straight into everything you need to know about these single-player projects. So what does the future hold for Naughty Dog? Well, we know this upcoming January on the 19th, almost a month away, we are getting the release of The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered for the PlayStation 5. That will come with a lot of improvements that I've talked about in separate videos. Mainly, some of the big highlights with that is the no return survival mode, which kind of in essence had elements of the Factions game that just got canceled, and the lost levels, but also a lot of the PS5 improvements, like faster load times, better graphics. Nothing like eye-opening, but just what you'd expect from a remaster. But now, with their blog post announcement that they just did where they confirmed the cancellation of the multiplayer game, they had some pretty interesting stuff to say. So they're talking about the multiplayer title here, and I'll skip a little bit of that, but as they were developing the multiplayer title, a problem arose. Now again, I don't fully believe this to be true, as I talked about in my last video, but I'm not going to get into the whole, anger with I had with the Factions game. But they basically said, to release and support The Last of Us Online, we'd have to put all of our studio resources behind supporting post-launch content for years to come, severely impacting development on future single-player games. So we had two paths in front of us: become a solely live service game studio, or continue to focus on single-player narrative games that define Naughty Dog's heritage. And as I said, nobody wanted you to make this decision, Naughty Dog. This shouldn't even have been an issue. But Naughty Dog decided, yes, we want to continue to do single-player projects. We don't want to become a live service studio. So in that decision-making process, they ended up saying, we are immensely proud of everyone that studio that touched this project. The learnings and investments in technology from this game will carry into how we develop our projects and will be invaluable in the direction we are headed as a studio. So basically, they are going to be using a lot of these improvements and stuff from the multiplayer game in their future single-player projects, like the Part 3 and a new IP, because I'm sure Part 3 will have improvements from the Factions game. I'm sure the Factions game was going to have improvements from Part 2. I definitely think that was going to be a big thing they were going to have with that. We have more than one ambitious, brand new single-player game that we're working on here at Naughty Dog, and we can't wait to share more about what comes next when we're ready. You guys that have watched the channel for so long, you know, hey wait, Dom said this. Dom said there was more than one single-player project in development. I've been saying this for months, years. In my heart of hearts, I believe these to be two games that they said. Multiple. Now they said multiple, it could be three, but I think it's going to be two. So right now, one of them will be The Last of Us Part 3. And why is that? We've had rumors, we've had leaks, Neil Druckmann's addressed it. He hasn't officially confirmed it, nor has the studio, but all signs have pointed to a Last of Us Part 3 being Neil Druckmann's next big project that he is directing. As he has in his Twitter bio, he's a director of some future game, and I believe this one to be The Last of Us Part 3. Now, Neil has beaten around the bush a lot around Part 3, basically saying, I don't know if we're going to make it, you know. He's kind of been, but that's how he is with every game that he directs. He's never going to give you a direct answer, and he's going to beat around the bush and, you know, make you think. I believe Part 3 is coming. There's no doubt in my mind. And the big question is going to be, what's the next game going to be? Because is it going to be Part 3 or the other new game, a brand new IP, which I believe the studio has been directing, and this new IP has been in development for a long time. There's been rumors that it's going to be fantasy, sci-fi, space. You know, it is a big question in the community, because the community knows there's likely going to be a new IP, but the question is, what is Naughty Dog going to venture into? What are they going to jump into? What is the new IP going to be about? And that really, people haven't figured out yet. You know, there's Codename Stray Cross and a lot of other steampunk. You know, nobody's really figured out yet what it's going to be, but everyone's pretty certain there's going to be a brand new IP from the studio. Those two games likely being the two new single-player ambitious projects, we now have to look at the schedule. When are we going to get them? Because right now, once the Remastered of Part 2 wraps up in January, I assume everything's going to be done with that, with patches and everything by February, March. We have to assume, well, I would think Naughty Dog's going to be announcing their next single-player project pretty soon. It doesn't seem like, you know, in June, it'll been 4 years since the release of Part 2. And I think if they're going to release, you know, both this new IP and Part 3 in a couple years span, I would think, yeah, we're likely going to potentially get this new project in 2025, or maybe even, if we're lucky, late next year. It doesn't seem like we're that far off, because they're definitely probably close to ready to showing us something. I don't think we're that far away from seeing what the future holds in terms of their single-player ambition. Now, if you're asking me when I think we're going to get our first look or an announcement, I think next year's reasonable, but something tells me it's going to be 2025. We'll see, though. I hope I'm wrong. And what game is going to be first? Now, I've told you a year or two ago that I thought it was going to be Part 3, but as time has moved on and stuff, I started to think differently. I think it's going to be a new IP. I think the next game from Naughty Dog is going to be a brand new IP. I think they're going to show that off, and then they're going to finish off The Last of Us with Part 3. I don't know if they'll do spin-off games with it, but it does seem like a new IP is going to be their next game. So let me know what you think their next game is going to be. Do you think it's going to be Part 3? Do you think it's going to be a new IP? Do you think I'm wrong? Do you think it's going to be something else? Maybe a new Uncharted, which wouldn't make any sense because Naughty Dog said they're done with Uncharted. Or would it be Jak and Daxter, which they have done before, but I just really can't see the studio going back to that game at this current point. Or will it be another remake/remaster? Please, God, no. Please, no. Please, no. Because they say brand new. Don't mean that's going to be another remake or remaster, or remaking Part 1 for the PS6. Don't even start. Don't even start, guys. Don't even get that thought in their heads. Either way, it is an exciting time to be a Naughty Dog fan. Regardless of all the bad news, their single-player projects are the big hits. So we've got a lot on the horizon with that. And as we get more and more news, which I'm sure there will be in the coming weeks and months, as we get into 2024, I'm hopeful that we will hear news rather sooner than later. But knowing how this last year or two has been, nothing is guaranteed with Naughty Dog. So if you guys did enjoy this video, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe. What do you think is coming next from Naughty Dog in terms of their single player projects? For 1,000 likes, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace and love, and have a great day. Bye-bye.